Both a bit tired, mate, aren't we?
We are. We're both back. We're both tired. Both a little bit sad.
I'm not too bad. I was sad yesterday. I had a nice day with my mates in Nice yesterday, which cheered me up. Apologies for all the pictures of me and me boxies on social media. I wasn't
Wet boxies as well.
Yeah. Thanks for those who made Daniel Craig comparisons. Appreciated. So I wasn't expecting so many of them on the internet. I mean, I put them all up, but you know, when you're planning your trip and you factor everything in.
You weren't expecting that bit.
No.
I believe the sea was cold.
It was freezing, mate. Yeah, unforgiving.
So what was the score there? You just had a bit of time to go?
We flew, because no one can go direct, because you know, it doesn't happen. We flew Bâle to Nice and Nice to Liverpool. So, and we got delayed, so we was just like, it's only about 20 minutes to the beach, you know, so we just jumped in the cabs, a few bottles of Heineken on the beach. It was funny because Nice is like, it's quite posh, and so there's all these like, you know, cool looking people on the beach and, you know, nice little old ladies and stuff, and then 15 scouts just rock off loads of bottles of Heineken, strip down to the Marks and Spencer bills and pile into the sea. I mean, everyone found it funny, but we did lower the tone a little bit, mate.
Well, I got the bus. I got the train. I got the train from Mulhouse. I haven't told you about this yet. There's been a train strike in France, and so loads of trains were off, but the odd one was on. And basically the first train we could get from Mulhouse to Basel was at 11:46, and that gave us 4 minutes in Basel to get onto our train to Frankfurt. And bear in mind, you're arriving on the French side of the station and you had to get over to the German side. And we basically thought we had no chance, and I was trying to open the handle before the train had even stopped one of them. As soon as it let us out, we were out sprinting right across the platform, knocking people out the way, down escalators, upstairs, all kinds. There was a few other Reds doing it as well, and somehow we made it. Literally, like it was coming
like
down.
Indiana Jones filing through before
big balls like coming towards us and all kinds, dodging out the way, and like, and there was like a girl conductor who seen us legging it down a thing, and thankfully I think she just held it for a few seconds longer, and we got on. And then once we were on, it was great. I mean, I think it's a boss way to travel across Europe on the trains. Like,
it's a belter.
And you know, you can have a bevy, it's dead nice. Even second class like is good. And like, you know, nice ale on there as well. But what was good as well, it happened about 4 times, you know, across the there and back. Just Germans, just like, you know, the clocking you, and they're obviously quite good at English themselves. And then like the dying to know who you are and why you're there and where you're from and all that stuff. And we got it a few times. They're like, what's your dialect? I know you're English, but you know, Northern England, is it? Irish? Scouse, Soz. But it was good, it was nice, and I mean, I was the same as you, like I was absolutely gutted after the game, but you know, journeying back with mates and having a bevy and all that, and you know, slowly your mood starts to change, and I'm alright today. I just think, you know, what's the point in dwelling on it, like, you know what I mean? It's one of them, isn't it? You know, there's no point going over and over and over and over. I still think we've got a good manager. I still think we could have a good season next season. I'm excited to see who we buy and who goes and all that. That's interesting. Still plenty to talk about and plenty to crack on with, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not too down about it either. You know, it would have been obviously great to win, but I've seen a few people saying that they're worried about the team getting into a bit of a habit of, you know, losing big games, but I think it's just going to be a completely different squad next season, isn't it? Kind of a new mentality almost. If he brings in 3 or 4 players, you're not telling me if we get got to he's going to be, you know, going into a final next season worrying about last year's League Cup final, you know what I mean? He's not. So I think, you know, it's next season, it's going to be more Klopp's squad. Yeah, it's disappointing, but you know, it's going to be more his squad, and I think they are going to have a different kind of mentality, and just hopefully just more good players as well, which always helps.
We've got a lovely. I put it on. I think I put it on our Snapchat, so perhaps not everyone saw it. When we stopped in Frankfurt on the way into Basel and the way over, we got some beer, like, and then I was like, you know, if you get loads of beer though, you just go on the bog every 5 minutes, aren't you? And I was like, let's get some wine as well. John's like, all right, let's get some wine. And then we get the wine and we're like, hang on, what are we drinking it out of? And then I spotted these Germany World Cup glasses. The Boss, they've survived the journey as well. So I got a Gotcha one. and Johnny got a rice one, and we're hoping it's some kind of side at the end of his red. But what was funny, like when we got served, like the woman was looking at us again, like Germans are dead sound, you know. I love the great. I'd moved to Germany if I had the choice. I think it's my new favourite country. But the girl on the till was laughing at us basically for buying these things, and she obviously clocked that we were English as well, and she was like, "You like football?" Then we're like, "Yeah, I love it. Going to watch Liverpool." And she was like, "Hang on, I have something for you," and like goes away, rooting round under the counter, gave us a load of footy stickers.
Really?
Yeah.
Boss.
So I was like, brilliant, thanks very much. Made me day that.
Germans are great.
Yeah, the boss. Absolutely boss.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a bit of news actually, aren't we? Yeah, the Suarez thing.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant Anfield rap news. I was like, what have we done? Yeah. So I mean, we had a good time and all that, but I mean, the Suarez thing's quite interesting. Today's come out, and I know a lot of players praise ex-managers and things like that, but it's fair to say he went over and above what he needed to. He said he was asked about Brendan Rodgers going to Celtic basically, and he says he thinks it's right. He took his time and go to a top club who were kind of going to be playing in the Champions League and things like that, and just talked about how much he'd helped his game. And one of the quotes was, "If it wasn't for Brendan, then I know I will not be the same player that you see at Barcelona today." Which I think's a really nice thing to say, but also shows how much he did improve his game, because
he doesn't need to say it.
Yeah, he doesn't say, but he did. You look at how many goals he was getting before Brendan Rodgers came, and then how he changed him in terms of his position on the pitch. I think he did make him more of a goal scorer, and I think obviously a player like Suarez will always improve, but I think he did go to the next level under Brendan Rodgers, and I don't understand his attitude of not crediting the manager for that.
Yeah, it's a bit. I don't like that whole story around. We only had that season because of Suarez. We had that season because the manager got the best out of Suarez, like you say, John. And he did move him around on the pitch. He did basically set up the side to suit Suarez, and Suarez was obviously absolutely brilliant. But I mean, Suarez played under Kenny and hit the post loads.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a contrast in how he performed, and quite rightly, he's give the manager some credit, and that's quite nice, I think. And it sort of ties in, I think, too. I wrote something on my way back when I was on all these trains and planes, and I put it up on the site last night, and I was just sort of reflecting on the whole trip, really. It's a bit of a meander, sorry, but it was talking a little bit about the day, the organisation of the whole final, but also the way people have reacted to the result we've got. And I just think, it's ridiculously black and white. I mean, everyone was dead happy the other week, and now they're dead sad, and it's like there's no in between. The other week people were talking about how we can challenge for the title next season and all this sort of thing. Now it's like we're crap. All the players are grim. He's got to go. I'm not even sure about the manager anymore. Look at the manager's record in finals, all this sort of thing. And I'm like, where's all this come from? I know people are down, and I know like it's still quite raw, but it seems a bit over the top.
Yeah, it is over the top. It's, as you say, it always feels like everything needs to be black and white, and it's like that when you view managers as well. It's like, he's great or he's rubbish. Like Brendan Rodgers, when we're going on a title charge and winning games, is always absolutely brilliant. When we're struggling a bit, the manager's rubbish. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he can still be a good manager, but not doing a good enough job. Or with say Rodgers, for example, Suarez is called him one of the best coaches in Europe. There, he doesn't, as you say, he doesn't have to do it. But it could just be a case of, do you know what, he was great for us for a while, but he's not the right manager to take us forward. Or do you know what, he's still good, but that fella's better. Should we just get him in? Which is what you do with the striker, wouldn't you? If you had, if you might say Sturridge is great or whatever, but if Suarez himself comes back on the market, you think, well, we'll get him in and we're playing him as well. So it could just be a case of, he's good and we get it, but he always has to be always rubbish. But the same with Klopp, as you say, but it's also, I get frustrated because a couple of people have had a bit of a moan about certain things Klopp could have done differently in the game, and then people go, oh, can't slag him off, he's brilliant. It's like, well, he can be brilliant and have a bad night.
Mistakes or whatever,
so it's one of those where you've either got to praise the manager and say he's brilliant and everything he does is fantastic, or you have to hate him, and it doesn't seem to be ever kind of this middle ground where you can say, look, he's a really good manager, maybe he could have done these things differently, or he's a good manager, maybe not right for us at the moment. They're either geniuses or frauds.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what I was writing as well. I was just saying, look, I can understand if people want to have a bit of a pop about because we've lost the final and people are upset, but what I don't want it to turn into personally is this thing where we've built him up so high, and now we're going to start knocking him down already. He only started the job in October, and yet to see so many Reds all of a sudden go, well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that, I'm not sure about X, I'm not sure about Y. It's like, let's just chill out a little bit. You know, it's the summer now, it's sunny, you know, the world's our oyster in terms of who we might be able to buy and not buy, and that's quite exciting. I'm starting to get a little bit on board now with Rob Gutman and his gutter and all the rest of it. This is the one.
Gutter's back, by the way. It's back soon.
Of course, it's back soon.
Next week he'll be back.
Loads of goss to talk about, and I'm quite excited about that now. Quite like the idea of watching the Euros as well, and sort of going, well, you know, could we get this fella? Could we get that? Like you always do, because you know. That's what it's all about. It's what we're in it for. Having a laugh, having a bit of fun, and all the rest of it. And you know, we'll win in Europe again. You watch.
Well, I mean, on the subject of Gutter, it looks like we're getting a new keeper as well. Everyone seems to be saying this Karius is a done deal. £4.7 million, which seems very cheap. And I think they've probably had a look at a few different goalkeepers, haven't they? And this one seems very available. He's got this buyout clause. Obviously wants to come, and maybe they think, well, we'll get this guy in, and you know, he's there. He's ours. We like him, and. £4.7 million, it allows you to focus on other areas as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them. I think I've seen some disappointment around this one as well already, where people are saying, well, it doesn't feel like if you've paid that, only that he's going to come in and be a first choice, and maybe this means Mignolet stays and all the rest of it. But it's like everything, like people talking black and white about, you know, players that get rid of him now and get someone in, and it's like, you know, there needs to be a transfer negotiation in and out. There needs to be an interested club to take him away. There needs to be a club prepared to sell him to you for the right price. You know, there's so many variables there that I think some of the people are getting slaughtered. We might end up having to rely on them again next season. So you know, let's just treat them as Liverpool players why they are. But yeah, with this keeper thing, I mean, I think whether he's a number one or a number two, we need more keepers, don't we? I think everyone would say that. Standard. Everyone would say that Bogdan's not good enough. I think, sorry to slaughter you there, Adam, and that, but you know, but I think that's it.
And the manager's decided.
The manager said that pretty much as well. There's a big thing that Ward is likely to go out on loan.
He's going to Huddersfield, isn't he?
Huddersfield, yeah. So, you know, we need keepers one way or another, and like you say, you know, this seems like a fairly cheap option. It's likely to be someone Klopp knows. He's from Manchester, isn't he? Yeah. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, it could well be that, you know, the big name keeper still comes in, and then you'd have Mignolet, the big name keeper, and this fella, and they're the three keepers that you'd have. I don't know. That's why it's exciting.
I know. I think it would just be the two of them, but I don't see the problem. I don't think you could hate Mignolet that much to not even want to be number two. You know, this is getting to the point where you say you were saying before, which is like, you know, oh, he's got to leave. You know, he needs to be out. I never want to look at him. I never want to look at him again. It's like, well, actually, you know what I mean? If you keep Mignolet, and I think the idea is this fellow will come in and probably be ahead of him. But if you just want to have a look at both of them in pre-season and see who does better, then it sounds all right. Do you know what I mean? It sounds all right. So we'll see. But loads of that over the summer. As I say, Gutters back out next week. But show's recording today. This talk show we did yesterday is out now. We're recording AFQ out today, and there'll be something else out today as well, which I can't think. I haven't looked. We're tired, mate.
Yeah, we're tired. We've got there's a ban this filth kicking around. I think that's
going to wait till next week.
Is that next week now?
Yeah, it's been pushed
There's
back.
also a thing as well.
We're recording on the Raptor 4. Maybe it's that.
Yeah.
There's something else at 5. Oh, I don't know.
There's loads, because we're carrying on. We're working all the time. We want more special guests. Tell us who you think you'd like to see, and we'll try and get them. We'll do our best. We're working right through the summer. Liverpool shows every day. Doing this as much as possible as well. Are we doing this every day, do you think?
Yeah.
We'll do it every day. Is right. Up the Reds.